In our next film, Justice Allen, a straight but not narrow 16-year-old, speaks with folks in his Caribbean community to discuss their views on homosexuality. This is Minds in the Closet.
Don't be a gay. That's basically how it all started. A while ago, in a little place called East Flatbush, me and some buddies were on the phone, and one of these buddies decided to say something really stupid. And my response was, don't be a gay. Now, while it didn't hit me immediately, it did eventually hit me. Why did I equate stupidity with homosexuality? I realized that it was because of my surroundings, like the area that I grew up in. I live in a predominantly Caribbean neighborhood, which is predominantly homophobic. And right now, I just want to know why.
So, what do you guys think about gay people? Like, honestly. Whoa! Yo, listen. My main thing,
Jamaican barbershop, man.
Nah, but my main thing with gay people, I don't have a problem with them, but how do you expect to have reproduction?
Yeah, man, come on.
So would you consider yourself a homophobe? Like, are you homophobic? No, but I'm about life, period. Like, living life is to have reproduction, being able to make kids, so on and so forth. When you're in that type of lifestyle, there's how can you reproduce? All you left to do is
supposed to multiply.
Yeah.
You can't say that neither, but don't. You can't say. I understand what you're saying, but you can't say you're disrespecting God's plan because the amount of dirt that we do.
What comes to mind when you hear the word gay?
A happy couple.
Happy couple?
Same sex.
Gay. Original meaning means happy. Modern day term, homosexuality, lesbianism.
Like different people from me. I don't, you know.
I'm originally from Trinidad, so I do know that there is a large percentage of homophobia that exists within the Caribbean community.
People in the black community are homophobic because of the factors of the way we were raised. We were raised in a community where men and women were always to be together. That's the way we were taught. That's what we saw. We didn't really see that in our neighborhoods. What we saw in our neighborhoods was drugs, violence, prostitution.
Yeah, it's a problem with them because they don't like that same-sex type relationship. They really like, you know, how it's supposed to be. They don't like that. How it's supposed to be, right? Like man and female, not man and man or female.
I look at it like this. If you, as a gay, as they call it, or you bisexual, you understand me? You going both ways with man and woman. Then something gotta be wrong with your upstairs. You mentally disturbed because you don't know yourself and you don't know where to go.
Oh yeah,
you confused in life.
What makes a homosexual man think it's okay for him to do that? That's negative and negative. You can't put that together. You know what I'm saying? You can't put that together. You know, you got a PP, I got PP. That doesn't work.
When did you realize you were gay?
Before I realized I was straight.
I've known that I was gay my entire life. Yeah, there's not a time that I can actually remember not knowing that I was gay. So as far back as my memory goes.
How do you identify in terms of your sexuality?
It's an odd question because people identify me, I never actually say anything. But I guess I would identify as queer.
Queer?
Or, you know, just
yeah.
say, yeah.
I know.
Queer. I mean, like, I don't know, because, like, like some people say like, yo, I'm a lesbian, or some people say I'm straight. Like, you know, I never tell people this is what I am. People just know I like girls.
You know, I think a lot of times straight people think there's something different that happens with a gay person. No, I mean, as a straight person, when you're in grade school, you like girls, there's a girl you like, and then as you start going through puberty, you like the girl a little bit differently than you used to like her, you know, when you were younger. And so it's the same kind of thing. It's just you have to kind of, as a gay person, deal with it differently.
I guess it has to do with tradition and culturally as well. A lot of us were brought up under the Catholic system, Christianity on a whole, so it's hard to separate, you know, religion from your own personal beliefs and so forth.
Okay. All right. And you know what? Listen. All right. Wait. From what is written in the Bible, it states to be wrong. That's why I'm going. You can't.
So people use the biblical, you know, allusions, the biblical references, and go back to religion and say this is why it would be okay except for that. But clearly it says in the Bible, and I think that's in 90%, more than 90% of the cases, just a crutch that people use.
Just like anyone else, like, you know, like I like do things just like anyone else. Like I'm not gonna help who I'm attracted to because I want to do that. I don't think there's like a checklist to how you should raise someone.
And like in the Caribbean like environment, I just think that it's a lot of ignorance.
If you grew up in a house of murderers, your mom's a murderer, your dad's a murderer, wouldn't you think that's normal?
Because your mother, your father's telling you that.
No, look, because you know there's a police.
Put it like this. If you grow up in a house, right? If you grow up in a house from a kid, it's many ways that that could happen to you. You grow up in a house with pro-women. If you ain't going out, if you ain't getting away from out of that house and go play with dudes, automatically it reflects on you and become more feminine. You act more feminine, you got the feminine attitude.
Where you getting that from?
Yeah, it's true.
No. Well, true. Well, there's another part there. He might be more sensitive to women, but he would not necessarily become gay.
It's easy to hate a concept. It's easy to hate in the dark room. It's easy to hate when your door is closed and to make comments. It's different when the light is shining on you. It's different when somebody is your cousin or your friend or someone you know personally.
What's encouraging to me is frankly your generation and people like you that are less hung up about it, honestly, and less homophobic and more embracing of difference and more tolerant and more willing to kind of challenge outdated, outmoded ways of thinking.
I'm here with Justice Allen. I've seen your film. It was really, really cool. I think it was an interesting angle to see kind of homophobia from the Caribbean community. You're going out there asking all these questions about homosexuality. They kind of like impose that upon you as well? Did they think that you were gay and like why were you asking all these questions and like?
As far as the filming process went, very few people, more filmmakers asked how do I relate to the homosexuality part of it, more so than interviewees or anything like that. So,
interesting, because I mean, like because I started this charity Straight But Not Narrow, and you know, as a straight guy, like supporting your gay friends, there's always that like question that they like, all right, how does this relate to you?
Absolutely.
And you're like, you know, so I think it's a fairly new, well, not new, but a fairly, you know, kind of budding thing, like straight guys being like, look, I want to know why this is such an issue, right? And like in your community, for instance, like watching the movie, you really like it's really very like they have very strong opinions about how they feel, like, and a lot of it's not like just out and out negative. They're not just like, you know, this is awful. It's like a lot of it they're like there's like a justification as to why they think it's awful. So I think that's
what they feel is justifying.
Do you think it's just like East Flatbush? Do you think it's like a Brooklyn itself?
I would say it's not even just limited to East Flatbush or just Brooklyn. I think it's wherever there's a large Caribbean influence, like a large Caribbean group of people. Yeah. I would say for the most part, there's going to be a lot of a negative stigma. And going back to what you said about SBNN. Yeah. I would absolutely agree that there's a budding. Change, absolutely. There's a change coming about as far as straight men standing up and feeling that gay people should have certain rights.
What do you think it is for gay Caribbean people in this area or any group of people, like any area? Do you think it's harder for them? Did you talk to any of those people? Absolutely. I spoke to I believe two or three gay people of Caribbean descent. They all shared the same viewpoint that it was really, really hard. Some more so than others within their family. For instance, Rodney Evans, he shared with me the fact that his mother was completely destroyed by his coming out that he was gay. And there are also Caribbean families that will support it. As the author Anton Nimblett said in my film, he received an overwhelming amount of support from his mother, which is really interesting, juxtaposed to Rodney and what he went through. But I'd say overall, gay Caribbean people have a fairly rough time in their families and in their neighborhoods, especially being who they are. So you're nominated for an F. John Alcott Award. That's really cool. Right? Yeah, absolutely. What were your thoughts when you got nominated? What were I was fairly surprised when I got nominated, especially considering the films that were also chosen among mine. I thought they were all extremely better than my film. I was a fan of all of them, and it was a really, really cool honor to be mentioned among those films. Thank you for talking with me. Thank you. Yeah, really, it's been a pleasure. It's good. Yeah. Peace out. 16-year-old Shalon Nelson has spent most of her life in foster care. When she came to real work, she decided to make sense of the events that tore her family apart.